Hey everybody, this is Flavio Romeo, and on this episode of the Towncast, we had the opportunity of talking to David Schoner, who is one of the board members of the Garden State Film Festival and is also a senior advisor in the New Jersey Film and Television Commission. And he shares a lot of stories about both, and also some of the films that were made here in New Jersey and how Hollywood is shifting to the birthplace of filmmaking, the state of New Jersey. All right, enjoy the episode, everybody. All right, everybody, so here we are, here we are in Cranford, New Jersey. This was the home, one of the homes, of the Garden State Film Festival, which, shameless plug, is where First Rights, Wild Dogs production of First Rights, screened here during the festival. We were an official selection, and we have board member David Schoner. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it.
The best mustache in New Jersey, arguably the entire Eastern Seaboard. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Anybody has better mustache, post it, and we'll compare.
I actually would like to see some
Put
other
him up
mustaches.
there. Let's go.
Let's do that.
Isn't there a mustache? Is it November?
There is, yes. There is a convention. They have a mustache convention. And
Did you ever
stuff
go?
Like that. I have not, but I know they do have it, yes.
All right. We're going to have to see.
November's a busy month for me. So.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the League of Municipalities. We have got a lot of stuff going on.
So we're very lucky because the Garden State Film Festival, which was in its 23rd year.
That's right.
Just ended in the end of March. They have a very short window, and you guys you open it up for submissions starting May 1.
Yes, May 1, we're going to start opening up for submissions. If you've got feature film, short film, music video, music, or screenplays.
I should submit my friend's music video.
You should, yes, music
He's from
videos.
Denmark?
Yes, see?
I have to do that.
We have a whole gamut of folks that...
I got to make a note of that.
Yeah, we have a whole gamut of type of projects that we want for the festival. It's really a celebration of film. And that's the key about the Garden State Film Festival. We want it to be a celebration of stuff.
Now, how long... You're a board member, and I know that you're you're the board seat for the screenplay.
Yes, so what I do is I run the chair. I'm the chair of the screenplay competition. And so what we do is we get over 100, 150 screenplays every year. And we also do feature-length screenplays. We do short screenplays. We do also TV pilots.
Oh, nice.
So what we do is we have 8 readers, and 8 readers read all the screenplays blindly. Everything's read blindly.
That's awesome.
And then we pick a winner, and the winner of the feature screenplay, we do a live table read.
That's great. Now,
at the festival.
Have you ever had someone, a director, producer, come up afterwards and talk to some of the screenwriters, or they expressed interest? I know it's as well as a public event, it's also an industry event.
Yes.
And I think it's just a great opportunity for, if you're out there, if you're a director looking for a project, or you're a screenwriter that just wants some exposure, it's a great opportunity to get it out there. It's been around for 23 years. How long have you been involved?
So I actually met Diane Raver, who is the founder of the Garden State Film Festival. I met her 24 years ago when she was running a screenplay competition she wasn't running a screenplay. She was running a film festival in Manasquan 24 years ago, before the Garden State. And I remember it to this day because I got a call from my executive director at the time saying I needed to go down and represent the film commission at this festival. So this is at 4 o'clock, and her event starts at 6. I'm like,
oh my God!
All right, so I'm going to go down. I went down, and it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
So
you were hooked.
We were hooked. I was hooked on the ravers, and and then a year afterwards, obviously, her and Bobby Pastorelli formed the Garden State Film Festival, which is exciting.
That's amazing. I mean, it's such an undertaking too. And 23 years, was everybody happy with the turnout this year?
This year, I have to tell you, it was really electric, my friend. And there's a couple push points that really make it electric. They're a little I'm like self-congratulating. Yeah, aggrandizing. That's a better word.
I do it all the time.
So our screenplay competition, we had a live reading of the screenplay competition. We had 45 people that came up to sit there for an hour and a half and listen to a live screenplay read. We did a Q&A. That was the most we've had in years. Obviously, COVID was a bit of a bummer, but that was the most we've had in years. And then we also had a panel discussion with industry titans. and we had 150 people show up.
Really?
For the panel discussion to listen to these industry titans talk about the state of the industry. I'm going to throw a little shout out to them. We had Gannon Murphy, who runs Cinelease Stages here in New Jersey.
Wow.
I have Janice Kovach, who is one of my board members and the mayor of Clinton. I had Paul Constantino, who is the sales for Green Slate, which does all payroll. And I had Lori Pitkus, who is now for Emerald Green Trailers, which is entirely solar-powered, battery-powered production trailers that are based in Jersey as well.
Really?
So everybody showed up, and they really got a lot of information.
So that company makes trailers.
So they make trailers. So if you're a production company coming into New Jersey and you want production trailers, whether it's honey wagons, 2-bangers, 4-bangers, or production vehicles, and they're completely solar powered, completely battery powered. So if you're parking
anywhere, like a remote location,
so you're parking
somewhere in the Pine Barrens,
exactly, or you're on a residential street in Cranford, right? There's no diesel,
right?
Because it's right.
Where
There's
you
no
gonna
diesel.
plug
There's
in?
no cables, and it's a beautiful, beautiful just vehicles.
You know, there's so much available in the state of New Jersey, and so not only is David a board member of the Garden State Film Festival, he's the board chair of the screenplay, the
screenplay
competition, but he's also a member of the New Jersey Film Commission. And explain exactly what the Film Commission does.
Great, yeah, so the Film Commission is a state agency. We're within the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. And what we do is we promote and assist filmmaking in New Jersey. We execute the tax incentive, not us personally, but the EDA does it. And we're all about how do we bring more production into the state? How do we bring more jobs into the state? How do we bring infrastructure into the state to create economic development?
And I know that I've seen the numbers. My daughter and her boyfriend, both actors out in LA. You know, she moved out to LA 2 years ago, and there's been it's almost this massive wave of actors and production companies that are heading east. Atlanta's been a big draw in all of Georgia, North Carolina, but New Jersey has been I mean, I saw the numbers over the last 3 years. Production has increased, and we're not just talking about independent films.
No. Yeah, and so really, it is really all about Governor Murphy and Tammy Murphy, because the First Lady, because they are huge advocates for this industry. And when Governor Murphy was elected into office, he was elected and wanted to actually have this very aggressive film and TV business here in the state, and it's paid off. It's paid off handsomely. I will tell everyone right now, because it ebbs and flows. Right now, the number one locality in North America is the state of New Jersey. We're better than Georgia, no disrespect, New York, Toronto, California, everybody. We have the number one productions as of right now. It ebbs and flows a little bit, but we're going to keep on working on grabbing a bigger piece of the shrinking pie. Because the industry is undergoing a transformation. And especially as weather's changing and it's warmer longer, it's they don't have to cut off production in October because we had a snowstorm. And with streaming, really what's gone on with us is that it's that traditional season where you'd have pilot season and stuff like that. It doesn't really exist anymore. It's gone. They're making content all year long. All year long is content. And that's what my daughter was saying. NinaRomeo.com for you directors and producers out there. She was saying that, and her boyfriend was talking to his agent and just saying that so much, it's just kind of drying up. It's dry. So the actors, so many actors are still there, and the pie is much smaller. So there's slivers. And then he talked to his agent in New York and said, there's too many people. I can't get my regular people, so that's why I'm excited about what's happening in New Jersey for film television. I'm a big cinephile. I love movies. I love TV shows. There's more content now than ever before. Yes.
Production has been more incredible now than ever. The golden age of television, when they used to talk, this is the golden age of television.
It is.
It's unbelievable, the content, the level of performers and performances that are taking place. And for those of you that don't know, by the way, you anti-Jerseyites, New Jersey was the birthplace of film.
Yes.
Now, can you talk a little bit? You know the
Well,
history.
you know, we were the birthplace of film with Thomas Edison and the Black Maria in West Orange and up in Fort Lee with all the sound stages and stuff like that. And it's more of a historical road that we could go down talking about why they actually left New Jersey. It had to do with Edison's patents and Edison, the way he executed, taking care of his patents. And then also they were attracted to the great weather of California. And so it was a strong draw, but Governor Brendan Byrne, back in 1977, started the Film Commission, right? That's how long ago.
Oh, he started it?
Started it. Brendan Byrne was an active legislature in 77. We became operable in 78. So in 1978, the Film Commission was actually formed and became operable. And
That's
so
right
we've been
about when
around.
they built the Brendan Byrne Arena.
He was a little bit around there, yeah. And so I started working at the Film Commission in 1985. I actually interned the year before.
So you've seen
The whole thing.
a lot of films and television shows come through your office.
Yes.
Do you have any favorites that you?
So, it seems, I'm going to say, obviously Spielberg is one of my favorites. I mean, it feels like almost the default in a way, but I just love the magic of what he creates, and he's been back here, it's 4 times now. Most recently, he's doing a show right now. He just completed a show, and then he did West Side Story, he did Catch Me If We Can, some scenes, and then the big one was War of the Worlds. That found in the Ironbound
some
section.
of that here?
Yeah, all the where the tripods are coming out of the ground. And
Of
stuff
course,
like that.
we're the home of the tripods.
Yeah, and then the gas station explodes and the airplane crashes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's so Jersey. So it's Spielberg, just because what he does, it's so massive and it's, you see this, this brilliance at work. Now, that's not the fault. We do a lot of small productions as well.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we had 7 films at the Sundance Film Festival.
Wow.
So we really pride ourselves on being the home for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you're small, intermediate, student films, we try to help everybody, because at the end of the day, we want Jersey to be the place of when you want to work or create.
Is there a website, like if there's a young filmmaker or an old filmmaker or any filmmaker, is there a website that they can go to just to get information, resources?
Yeah, so Google, whether Google likes it or not, just Google the New Jersey Motion Picture Commission, and our website. Our website will come right up, and you can register yourself if you want to be in our production services directory, which we call now the 411. We've rebranded it the NJ 411. And you can register yourself if you're a New Jersey-based business, vendor, or person. You can actually register. And when production companies are thinking about coming into the state, they go to our guide, go to our website. Yeah.
And I'll put that right under here if you're watching, and if you're listening to it, go to our YouTube channel and you can watch it, and you'll see it.
Yes.
And you can see his mustache.
Yes. So I do want to let everyone know that on May 1st at the Meadowlands Arena,
Yes, coming up.
We're having the NJ Film Expo, which is 60 vendors, and it's a place where everyone is going to get together that does any work in New Jersey. And it's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah, I looked at it, and one of our friends, Emiliano Paris, who's BB Props, he's going to be there. One of the best prop houses in the area. They do a lot for Saturday Night Live, the Broadway shows.
They did Tommy, the Broadway show Tommy.
Yeah, he did so much. They do so, and it was so fun. Actually, a portion of the film was filmed in his warehouse. Yeah. So I was like a kid in the candy store. I'm looking around like, I remember this, I remember that. But it's really cool. It's coming up this week. I wanted to put this out there because I want anybody that's interested, even if you're an actor or you're a director, a producer, go and check it. A set decorator, number 1 AD, a 2 AD, whatever you are. If you're involved in the industry, definitely check out. It's free. I'm posting their website here. I think it's NewJerseyFilmExpo.com.
Yeah. If they Google it, you just Google, or just do an internet search, New Jersey Film Expo. It'll come right up.
Yeah, and make sure you get your tickets because it looks like they're about to sell out. So make sure you get your tickets. It is free. And it's going to be phenomenal. It's 1 day only.
That's right. It's from 11 to 7. It's just 1 day.
Yeah, so make sure, I would recommend you get in early before the droves come in, and you can check everything out before there's lines and you can't get any information. They're out of pamphlets, and it'll give you a chance to talk to some of the exhibitors as well. So you're in the film. Have you ever been in front of the camera?
So yeah, it's not my thing. I'm much better behind the camera. as an actor, as an actor, when you're acting, you really need to be not conscious of the camera. I mean, you're conscious of it, but you're not conscious of it. In a traditional way, you're in that space, you're making it work, and you're aware of where the light is, you're aware of where the camera is in a sense. But I'm way too conscious of the camera.
Oh, so, you are? Okay.
Yeah, and so that's no.
So better behind it.
I'm better behind the camera. Yeah.
Have you ever directed or written? Or?
So I produce stuff. I like producing stuff. I like putting people together. I like putting teams together. I like creatively forming a story.
Such a resource.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So if you want to, this is the guy. If you want to produce,
there you go.
You want a producer. The resource you have.
Yeah.
Being involved in so many different facets of the business.
It is. It's really exciting, and I say it keeps me creatively sane. So I do a lot of still photography as well.
Oh, okay.
And it's a great way to create, to imagine stuff, and to step outside the box in a reasonably priced way. Because when you do a short film or something like that, or even anything longer, it takes there's some money involved. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, is there anything that you want to promote? Anything they can see?
So we're not there yet. So hopefully next year at the Garden State Film Festival, we haven't submitted it yet. We just finished a short film called Cooped Up. Danny Boulis was my director, and Rick Cook was my DP, and they're all alumni from the Garden State Film Festival.
Nice.
And so the story's about this rooster that is the last living creature on a farm that's been decimated. It's live action, folks. And it's how does the rooster deal with grief? Because as human beings, how do we deal with grief?
Right.
So we had this lovely, I call her the chicken whisperer. Helena,
Was she the wrangler?
She's the chicken wrangler. So she trained the roosters for 2 weeks. We treated them very humanely. They were treated better than any celebrity star you can. They got anything they wanted. They were the darlings, and so we made a 9-minute short on it. So hopefully next year at the fest you'll be seeing it.
And I encourage you guys, if you have a story to tell, and I've said this so many times, the first rights, if you had a chance to see it, it'll be streaming later this year. It's you don't need $1 billion to tell a story. I mean, there are people that do it on their phones. There are people that do it on a GoPro. There are people that have friends, and you pull everybody together. Tell your story. Get it out there. Look up the resources that are available on New Jersey Film Commission website.
I have to second what you're saying, and I think that's the biggest issue is just do it, folks. Just do it. And you have to, the way things are successful, even if you're doing a short film, is what is your story? You have a story to tell. Tell your story.
Right.
And I think that's what people, they're always like, well, how do I get attention? How do I get something? No, tell your story.
Right.
And by your story, it's going to motivate people.
Yeah, and if it's compelling, you're going to get eyes on it.
Exactly.
It's word of mouth. I mean, how many times have you seen something, and you immediately you're texting your friends? By the way, have you seen this show? What a great show I saw by mistake. I had nothing else to watch. I watched this show, like Tucker and Dale versus Evil is my example of that.
There you go.
Such a great film. So there's so much, and we're in the town of Cranford.
Yes.
Where this was one of the homes. I know you guys.
Well, they're my home away from home. Cranford
is
my home away from home.
And the Cranford Theater, which is run by Dorian Sayegh, who's related, by the way, to the Sayeghs in Hawthorne, New Jersey, at the Hawthorne Theater, but not related to Mayor Andre Sayegh. We had that conversation. Who's also a big fan of the commission and of filmmaking. And so right here in Cranford, there were some films that were shot here.
We've done a lot of movies in Cranford. So if anyone just searches out a movie called Mother's Instinct, right? Daughter of the Bride, Presence. Steven Soderbergh did his movie Presence here.
Oh, really?
Yep. And there's another movie called Sweethearts that filmed here as well. Cranford had a lot of filmmaking, and the great thing about Cranford and other communities as well is they really get it, and Cranford always starts from yes.
They're film centric,
they want to make it work. They want to make it work no matter what.
And there are not many. Listen, if you have a small theater in your town, support your local theater, because once they're gone, they're gone. This, Cranford has a beautiful theater. Hawthorne has a beautiful theater, and I know that they owned a lot of other theaters that they had to close down. You don't want them to go away, because the beauty of it is it's local, it's close. They support the community.
Shared experience, folks. That's why we go to a theater, because we want a shared experience, and that's why you want to go to a local theater and support that. There's ancillary stuff that comes out of it as well, the local community, the businesses, but we all want that shared experiences, and everyone can relate to an experience they had watching a movie in the theater.
100%.
Everyone has a story. I don't care who you are.
100%. I remember my first adult film that I saw in the early 70s. I was like 12, 13, 14 years old. I saw Poseidon Adventure at the Hawthorne Theater.
That's what got me into the movies.
Is that right?
Towering Inferno and
all of those Irwin Allen films.
Yes.
So I saw the Poseidon Adventure, and I told my mother, I said, "Ma, can I get 50 cents? I want to go to the movies." This is the following weekend. She says, "Oh, what are you going to go see?" The Poseidon Adventure. I thought you saw it last week. Few of my friends, very few friends of mine, only see a movie once.
Right.
You know, you have to see it at least twice, and if you love it, watch it once a year.
I saw E.T. 14 times when it came out. 14 times. 14 times E.T.
And there is nothing, and I have friends that, and my brother also, who they haven't gone to a movie theater because it's so convenient to stream.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
if you don't remember, and don't raise your children that way, if you don't remember what it's like to sit in the seat, get your popcorn, get your soda, and when the lights go down, you're captured. You are in that film. You're in it. You cannot leave for an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours and 45 minutes. You're there. You're in the entire story. There's no pausing so I can go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
There's no, I got a text, put it on pause. You are submerged in it. And that's what I love about the Garden State Film Festival is you guys have many screens that you show.
All over Asbury. Obviously, we screen in Cranford, but it's all over Asbury. And when you're going in, you're watching your movie on a massive screen.
Yeah, and there's nothing like it.
Yeah, and it is. And there's nothing like that shared experience. And also, listen, as a filmmakers, right, you break your ass, you break your butt to get your movie made, to get your short made, whatever it may be. And you want to go into a film festival where they honor you, right? Where you become family, where you're nurtured, and that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
It's great to win awards and stuff like that, but you want to have that experience where you're becoming family and you're truly honoring the independent filmmaker.
Yeah, and oftentimes the filmmaker's sitting there with you. So at the end of the screening, like sometimes there's a Q&A where you can ask questions, or he's outside waiting for feedback. And if you loved the film, tell him you loved it.
Right.
If you didn't like the film, tell him, I liked it, but the story was a little disjointed.
Exactly.
I didn't get this part, because they can still go back, modify it a little bit. They hear what you're saying. So the Garden State Film Festival is gsff.org.
Yes.
And
it opens up May 1st.
May 1st, all your submissions. And I think you had over 2,000 submissions this past year.
A lot of submissions, yes.
And you put down like 10%.
It goes down quite small. But sometimes it's really hard choosing. Luckily, I'm not on that side. I do the screenplay.
Right. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. But it's great getting involved. And even if you don't have a film or aren't making a film, you should come down. It's usually the last weekend in March, so it'll be March of 2026.
Yeah.
You should come down to it because you're in that environment.
You're among filmmakers, actors, directors, producers, and it's electric. It really is electric. When you go to these screenings, it's if you hear Sundance Film Festival, you hear the Tribeca Film Festival. This is the largest film festival in New Jersey, and it's been around for it's going to be 24 years next year. So, and now that filmmaking is shifting and it's coming back to its home, where it belongs.
That's right.
It's only going to get bigger and bigger. A lot of shows are sold out. So once they open it up for you to get your tickets, gsff.org. We're going to come back on later this year. And I think submissions end the end of October. From
I think it's like November 1st one. Yes.
So they'll post it if you do want to submit. And then, beginning of the year, they're going to, start putting out all the dates and when you can get your tickets and all that stuff. Parkway Pass is the best way to attend because it's just, you can go whenever you want, wherever you want. And it's not a bad thing. You're in March. You get down by the ocean, great restaurants. You're here in Cranford, which has phenomenal restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
So we're right here at Track 5 Cafe,
yes.
which is downtown Cranford. And I got to tell you, if you've never been here, they've got amazing coffee. They've got incredible Danish. They've got a beautiful menu. And you could sit outside. They've got chairs everywhere. They have, you could sit inside. They have the doors open. And on a day like today, it's just, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It really is.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are so busy. gsff.org. Look up the New Jersey Film Commission. here in New Jersey. And I'll post again. I'll post the website and check out what they do. Whether you're an actor, performer, you're director, whatever you are, make sure you go to the website. It's a valuable, valuable resource. And if there's something in the industry that's not there, you can submit an email. Just pick up the phone, call them, or submit an email and say, hey, you know what, I want to make a film, but I can't find this or I can't find that. So it's a great resource for all you filmmakers that are heading east, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
All right, go Jersey.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Dave.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, be well, everybody.